All right.
The metrics?
Yep.
All right.
All right, so we're going to hop into this deep dive, and today we have Praise Dunlop, and she's going to tell us a little bit about our business. First off, what is your business name?
So my business name is Dunlop Home Valuations. I'm a property appraiser for residential properties.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So what led you to do what you do today?
So I was a full-time mom for 13 years. Never went to college, never did anything else. We got married young, started having babies, loved it, grateful for that season of life. And then as I got older, they got more expensive. And I realized they're not going to be with me forever. And so I enrolled in my first college class when I was 36 and slowly started chipping away at my education. And I've got several family members that are in this business.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of something that I was always somewhat interested in and just ended up following in their footsteps. And they did all of my training and all that. So it was a pretty easy decision.
That's awesome. And I love that part of your story is that you started a little bit later in life where most people are like, oh, I don't know if I can make a change, but I love that you jumped in and decided to do that. So what's one non-negotiable that you hold yourself to as a leader in your business?
So I find that what is setting me apart in the business and leading in this is that I'm constantly finding ways to pivot. And as we all probably experience in different ways, technology is slowly just transforming our worlds in what we do. And definitely for mine, there's a lot of data entry that comes into what I do. There's a lot of just general assessments and things that are easily done with other tools. And so I've had to pivot in lots of ways and learn new ways to set myself apart.
Yeah.
And still provide a high level of quality and personal help to people that need what I can do, but don't trust Zillow. They don't trust the automated valuation methods that are out there.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, because you hear a lot about that.
Right. You can't replace a human coming into a house and actually assessing what is there.
Right. Right. Well, because Zillow doesn't show the whole picture. They've not been inside. Are there cracks in the foundation? Are there, is there plaster that needs to be replaced? Whatever. So that's awesome that you do that. Have you found that AI is really working its way into your industry, and is that becoming an issue?
AI is working its way in, and for certain types of valuations, it's kind of taken over. Sometimes, like I would have gotten like an order for a house that was just recently built, and the whole street has the same house. And they all have been recently sold, and they don't need me to come in there because they can literally pull all that data online and determine what that house is worth.
Right.
So that particular specific types of things have come in and taken over that part. What it has done, however, has in the last 6 months, AI has enhanced my profession personally.
Okay.
So my reports have gotten so much better because of it.
Yeah.
Because of how I've been able to use it as opposed to
as
fighting
tool,
against
not
it,
to replace
being
it.
afraid of it. There are people retiring because they're like, this is going to be over in 2 years. And I'm like, no, it's
you
not.
lean into it. You lean
got
into
to.
it.
Yeah. So I've actually been having a lot of fun with it.
So you just kind of talked about a little bit of what your business looks like right now.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you focused on this season? Is it learning more AI? Is it learning more about the industry as a whole?
So what I'm focused on this year is to do the things that I'm really good at and that I really enjoy, and hire out what I don't like to do and what is not my strength.
Who, not how.
Yeah.
Who can do this? Not how can I do this?
Exactly. So I would like to grow my business and have a lot more volume of what I'm doing, but I only want to spend the time doing the things that I actually enjoy doing. Perfect. So that's my goal for 2026.
I love that.
Yeah.
So what keeps you in this work on those hard days?
I think what has been interesting is that for so long, because I wasn't in a career and I was home with kids and stuff, I really do appreciate the interaction that I have with adults, and I appreciate constantly like learning new things. And so like I didn't grow up in an environment where like women in particular were like learners and go-getters and like with ambition.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think what drives me is really to like continue to push that limit of what I can do.
Right.
And prove to myself that I can do it. sometimes it's mostly proving to myself that I can do it, which sounds weird, but
Nope.
it motivates me to like, when I take on a job that seems impossible and really hard, something maybe I've never done before, when I finish it and I actually accomplish it, I'm like, okay, I learned a lot through that, and I feel more competent to do more of it.
Sometimes it is a rush just to create something start to finish that nobody else has helped you do. Like that's like to be able to do it. Nobody handed you this business. Nobody handed you all the tools. You've been building it along the way. That is super cool. So how much has your business changed from when you started versus today?
So when I started, I was an apprentice for several years, just learning it. You have to get the license, you have to log a ton of hours, and you have to do a certain amount of valuations and submit it to the state. They do like an audit of all of that and everything. So for a while, it was just me getting the education and basically kind of apprenticeship underneath my cousin in Orlando who I worked with.
Mm-hmm.
When I started the business, this is my third year on my own. When I started it, I was terrified because I didn't know if I could actually do it.
Right.
And everybody was like, oh, you really need to be with someone that can answer all your questions and stay with a firm or stay with somebody that's been an appraiser for a long time, so that when you run into things, you can have that, that net of safety. So when I went on my own, I was like, I don't even know if I can make $1, and so it was really scary. Now I feel like I've definitely proved that I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like the difference between when I started and now it's more of like, my dreams are like really big. And before it was like, can I survive?
Right. Can I
actually
make groceries?
Do this job?
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm like, I know I can. And can I actually provide for other families now, which is very exciting to me.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that so much. So earlier you were talking about being able to delegate and hire some people that can take over the stuff that you don't love. What part of your business really lights you up? What are you wanting to focus more on in your business so that you can delegate the rest?
So I love being with people. I'm very social. I think I do. One of my strengths is communication and being able to understand and listen to people and make people feel at ease. And so I actually do like to answer the phone, because people that are calling me are saying, my mom just died and we have to get a value on her home for taxes, or I'm getting divorced and my husband doesn't know you're coming, so can you come at this window, and things like that. Like it's very personal and vulnerable, a lot of the calls that I get. So I do like answering the phone. I do like being the person to go and meet the people and really be the one that is making them feel at ease. What I don't like is the actual filling out the form. And putting in the actual tax deed information and pulling a flood map and actually organizing the photos and doing the sketch. And I measure every wall when I'm there. And then when I get back to my office, I have to create a sketch in my software and everything.
Oh, wow.
I don't really need to do all of that. And you don't need to be an appraiser to do all of that. There are things that I do need to do per my license, so I can sign off on it. So what I'm working to do is be more of continue to be the face of the business, and all of the other details of the actual report of having that done for me. So
nice. I love that. So who do you do your best work for, and who would be the worst kind of work for you?
Okay, I'll start with the worst.
Okay.
The worst is that definitely in this profession, it's been very much a male-dominated profession. Anytime you enter the world of construction, any type of construction or renovations, things like that, there are lots of times where I'll go into a house and the guy thinks that there's no way I can understand how things were built, or can I help you?
You're just a woman.
Yeah, can I use a laser measure now, but before I would use a tape measure, and the guy would always be like, I'll help you measure. And girls never do that.
Yeah.
So that would be like the frustrating part of the thing, where people I'll show up maybe, especially for like if I'm working for a bank job or something, I'll show up and they're like, oh, like you can tell they're almost surprised that I'm a woman showing up.
Yeah.
What I do love is I love coming into a hostile environment, which is so weird.
Yeah.
But I actually love bringing peace to a situation. So I'll arrive to a house and there might be 3 siblings there, The parents pass. They're the 3 heirs. Brother wants to buy out the sisters. The sisters think it's worth $500,000. He thinks it's worth $300,000. And they're both telling me why it's awful and why it's awesome while we're walking through the house. And so I actually love being able to come in, because what I'm supposed to do is I'm supposed to be an unbiased third party. I don't know you people.
Right.
And I'm going to show you in my report that how this value is supported. And I'm not going to be swayed by this or that. It is hard sometimes to not come into a situation. There have been situations where it's like a divorce situation where it's like an abuse thing, and you want to help the abuser, the abused. Sorry,
yes. A little backwards.
That did not sound right.
We gotcha.
We might need to edit that. No, you want to help,
right?
So there are times where it's a little difficult, but I don't know. I think some of it comes from our past in ministry too.
Yeah.
And just feeling like helping people is just like something that is important.
But that's what makes you a professional, is that you can divide the two. You know that you are in there to do a job. You're not there to be, oh my gosh, I really feel bad for this person. I want to make sure that you're coming in to just provide information for them.
Yeah.
So when someone refers you, what kind of experience can they expect for the client?
So the typical experience with an appraiser is that they don't answer their phone, they don't communicate well, and the overall personality of an appraiser is very like analytical type person that loves to be in front of their computer and write reports all day. So they can expect from me a different experience in that I truly listen, and we have a conversation, and I like to hear their input, and I don't act like I know everything.
Right.
And I don't come off as, somebody who is this superior person. This is their house. They know more about this house than me. So for me to come in and really truly understand that, but answering my phone, communicating, being on time, providing a fee that is fair, but also what they're going to get is a very high quality experience.
Right.
And so sometimes regularly I get people say, oh, that's a lot more than I expected it to be. And I'm like, I totally understand. Like, if you want to shop around and get bids and stuff, like, please just let me know if you have any questions. And I know another appraiser will not even answer the phone.
Right.
So 10, 20, 30 minutes later, they're calling me back. And I know the reason why they're calling me back is because they couldn't get somebody to answer the phone.
Yep. It's insane to me.
And it's a very, very unusual in this profession. I feel like it's pretty rare. Like, you could call a realtor. Oh my gosh, you could call 100 in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That probably would answer. But for an appraiser, it's not like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think I have a friend who was on my Facebook page who is also an appraiser, and she keeps talking about the shortage of appraisers, and like there not enough people are going into that profession, and like they're really trying to push more to go into it. So kudos to you for that. So what's a challenge or a turning point that kind of shaped how you run your business?
That's a great question.
Thanks.
I think
should be a journalist. No, I'm just kidding.
I think that the when I was trained, it was very old school. And the thing, I know I've mentioned this before, but the thing that definitely is setting me apart is leaning into new tools.
Yeah.
To make my job easier, to make the product more quality, and not being afraid of it. So there are appraisers that are still using paper and a clipboard and a measuring tape. But I'm now taking AI with me and doing the inspection, and I have no paper and I have a laser, and I'm making things a lot more efficient. And I feel like that's what makes me excited, because I don't want to spend more time doing something that can be done faster.
No.
Like the idea of buying back your time, which is like a phrase I first learned from you and then realized there's actually a book.
Yeah.
But that's real.
Mm-hmm.
And that
you have to collapse time. Like one of my favorite quotes is that money isn't more valuable than time, because money is infinite. You can continue to make more money, but you only have so much time. So if you can collapse time and make more money in that time, then you're doing yourself a better service.
Mm-hmm. And it's actually really fun to be like, I just got that done in 2 hours. It used to take me 8.
Right. Right.
You know?
But it's the same knowledge. It's the same things that are getting you there, and you're still doing your job.
Yeah.
You're just way more efficient at it now.
Yeah. Yeah. And nobody cares. They get their report and they don't know the difference of what it used to be and what it is now.
Nope.
And so it's actually pretty like, and I'm like, I'm charging the same, which is so cool.
Yeah, it is. It's awesome. Well, those are kind of all the questions that I have for you. So now we're going to transition into you kind of talking. Is there a problem that you're facing right now that you'd love to get some feedback on? Is there something that you have learned recently that you would like to share and kind of teach with the group?
I have a lot of problems. I've never done this before. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I've never done this before. I've never had another corporate position or job. So, as far as like, thinking that way is like hard for me because I wasn't around it.
Right.
And so trying to scale a business, I'm like, what does that, I didn't even know what that meant like a year and a half ago. Like, what does that even mean? So now I feel like the problem I'm facing is I know I can get a lot more work, but I don't have time to go get it because I'm scared if I get it, I won't actually be able to do it because I'll have to say, I can get this to you in 2 months and they need it in 2 weeks. So the problem that I'm facing is that I want to grow. I really want to work less, make more. Obviously, all of us do.
Right.
But I love working. I don't mind it. I just want to do the things that I want to do. So the cool thing is I hired my sister about a year and a half ago. She lives in North Carolina and she does a lot of like just basic data entry for me. Not a lot, just a little bit of basic like entry stuff for my reports and stuff. I'm actually going up to North Carolina next week and I'm going to be training her in all this new stuff that I don't want to do.
That'd be amazing. Well, that's obviously step one to getting you outside of that. Yeah.
So I think like as I'm like preparing to meet with her for like 3 days, it's going to be like a concentrated work, session with her. I'm almost like a little nervous about how to like make that the best use of our time.
Create an SOP.
Well, yes.
What is that?
Standard operating procedures.
See?
So how you do, how you like from start to finish, how that process is done. Like, what does the data entry look like? Well, this is the first thing you have to do, and from there you do this.
Yeah.
GPT it, they'll make you a whole SOP. So I was just going to say, record yourself in the chat GPT, walk through the process, and they'll make it. Yeah, just tell them, can you create me an SOP for this position? I'm going to be hiring my sister to do this, and I want her to do this, and they'll make it.
And if it's a process on the computer, like if it's a form that you fill out, this is all being recorded so you don't have to take notes.
Yeah, I know. I was just like,
if it's a process that you're doing on the computer, there are 2 really great resources that are free up to like 25 videos. One is Scribe, free forever, and it actually tracks your clicks. So it will create an SOP based on your click. So if you're in your software and you click here, it'll say click on company. And then you go down and you click on here, it'll say click on procedures, and it builds it out beside you and does screenshots with it so that you can just hand it to her and so she knows exactly what it is. The other one is Loom, and it will record you talking to her and it'll do your screen share as well. But Scribe is really great because it'll actually build out the steps if it's a technical process on your computer.
Cool.
I love that.
Yeah.
But you guys know I talk about books a lot. One of my favorite books right now is One Layer Deep. And one of the things that she talks about for building out those processes and kind of role clarity is when you go up there with your sister, you 2 literally sit down and just get stacks of sticky notes and write down every task that needs to be done in your business and start separating who they go to. And then you can build SOPs for what that task looks like and give it to her. And that way she has real super clear role clarity as to what her job is, and you have it as to what are still your tasks.
Yeah.
There's no overlap. There's no, oh, well, I wasn't sure. I thought you were going to take care of that kind of thing.
That's really, yeah, that's super helpful.
Anybody else have some ideas for praise on how to scale and handle that and be able to kind of delegate and let it go?
Yeah, 2 quick things. For one, more for the group. One of the biggest intentions of this style, which I know I'm getting, is I'm hoping you're seeing yourself in this conversation, right? Because I am not an appraiser. However, this conversation, I'm like,
business is business.
Business is business, right? So the purpose of this is not to see the business behind the scenes of just not just an appraiser, but someone outside of your industry,
Right.
see yourself in this. We all want to scale. We all need SOPs.
Yeah.
There's a lot of beautiful gems in here.
Mm-hmm.
And this way, one thing too with ChatGPT, what I found very useful is the more clarity you have, especially, I'll get a little wordy here, like my intention is to deliver a 5-star experience consistently.
Yeah.
Give me an SOP step-by-step, ultra detailed, where I never lose quality and I give absolute clarity.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's Jody.
So if you're going to use ChatGPT, create a paid version, create a custom
Yeah.
ChatGPT for your business. Use voice on ChatGPT. When you set up your custom ChatGPT, your custom GPT, so go into the settings of personalization and tell it who you are and what results you want.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want you to use M-dashes or emojis. I want you to be professional but warm. For my manuals or my SOPs, I want this. For my client emails, I want this. Or whatever I want this. Put that in the personalization and the settings. And anytime that it's incorrect, talk to it like a human. Okay, that was great, but you used too many bullets. I want you to synchronize it down to like be very specific, and it will learn you and also turn on memory in your chat, so it can reference those things. And most importantly, then don't allow share that information.
Yes, there's a setting to turn off for that. And when you're in ChatGPT and you're doing something like marketing or like sales or something like that, you can tell it, think like a sales and marketing manager. Like, I want to tell you how to think, not just how would you do this, like you want it to tell it how to think. Like, think like an attorney, how would I word this letter? Think like a sales and marketing manager, how would I word this marketing email to tailor it more to what you're going after.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super.
Goodness gracious. Anybody else have anything? I know, right? Anything else any of you guys want to share or contribute or ask clarifying questions or anything like that?
Can I just say that you're amazing and you're inspiring and like your growth, like it truly is. Like you're
awesome,
amazing.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank
And
you.
this was great. See, this is way less intimidating, right?
Yes.
You don't have to like do a whole PowerPoint presentation.
I learned a lot about you.
Yeah,
I didn't know. Yeah.
definitely. And I feel like you were, I can't speak for you, but if this was me and this format, you probably feel, I would feel more settled.
Oh, yeah.
More relaxed, like the pressure's off of you a little bit. You're not up there by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And also you're like not a regular appraiser, you're a cool appraiser. That whole thing was like, that was what it was making me think.
Mm-hmm.
Talking to a friend.
Yeah, that's the goal, is to make it feel more like a one-on-one versus a big presentation. So none of you guys feel intimidated, and everybody sign up for your one-on-one or for your deep dives.
Well, I actually hadn't done a deep dive in a really long time, definitely since we hadn't moved into this new spot, because I was like, I feel like what I do is so boring, you know? And so like, I know you, JD, are like mops and, you know, brooms and whatever. It's like, but that's not really what we're doing. It doesn't matter what we do. It's really like how we can learn from each other of running a business and building a life that we want to live. And if it's through a broom or it's through a freaking laser. Yeah, exactly.
Excel spreadsheets.
Exactly. I mean, a lot of us don't have like, it's not like, I mean, some of us have really fun jobs. I think shooting a gun's pretty fun, but
the business side is the business side.
But it's still going to be.
You still have P&Ls, you still have balance sheets, you still have marketing, you still have sales, you still have all of that stuff. It just looks a little different in each business.
Right. Yeah. So I think this format is really helpful.
Awesome.
And as soon as he said something, I was like, I'll do it, because I didn't feel pressure.
Yep.
Yeah.
And just so you know, Poor Appraised did not get these questions very far in advance, because we very quickly decided to do this week. So she got them like yesterday, I think. But when you sign up for a deep dive, we will send you the questions that we're going to ask as well, so you can kind of be prepared for them and be thinking about how you want to answer them. But don't overthink it. This is your business. Nobody knows it. Nobody knows it as well as you do. So don't overthink it and think that you've got to come up with this big technical thing. Like, just come in and have a conversation.
Absolutely.
I'm so proud of you guys. You guys are awesome.
Good job. Yeah.
Yeah, and we have a couple minutes left. We're going to stay on time.